Have you ever wondered why people love motivational speech? In this video we will go through together and find out what is so special about motivational speech. But before we start, click on the red subscribe button down below, like, comment your thoughts and share to your friends and family. They say happiness is contagious. Motivation is, too. If you hang around motivated people, you're more likely to feel inspired. That doesn't mean you should kick unmotivated people out of your life. People go through different things that affect their motivation, and it isn't fair to expect someone to be chipper and productive at all times. That being said, if you're looking for some extra motivation and encouragement, think about the people you know who've committed to forming new healthy habits and changing their lives for the better. They can be good people to talk to about meeting your goals. Do you have big career goals? Many people think about 5-year or 10-year plans and what they hope to achieve in that time. Advancing a career is a very common dream. There's usually a lot of work involved. Motivations can include the desire for a bigger paycheck or responsibilities that are more aligned with your passions. Many people hope to move into a role that gives them more flexibility. Whatever your goals, you'll need to stay motivated to get there. If you want to be more productive, think about your motivations. Do you have any? If you're doing something on autopilot and not thinking about why, it's much easier to get distracted or procrastinate. There isn't anything fueling your actions. If you're motivated by something, even if it's a reason as simple as wanting to put away work and have dinner right at 6 p.m., you're more likely to be more productive. Whether you want to become an expert on a topic or just learn enough to talk about it without feeling lost, you'll need motivation. Most things are more complicated than they appear on the surface, so you'll need to do more than read one article or book. Motivation helps you weed through what can seem like countless resources, absorb and analyze the information, and keep learning. Developing a new skill depends on two things: motivation and habit. When you've done something for a while, you don't always need to feel motivated. You can power through and just do the thing out of habit. However, while you're still forming those habits, you need motivation. You need a reason to stick to a new skill or hobby when you're still bad at it. Keep thinking back to why you started all this in the first place, trusting that eventually it will become a habit. When things are going well, it's not too difficult to stay motivated. When things get harder, however, it's easier to lose sight of the finish line. The stress of your situation can overwhelm you and make you feel like you're failing. Intentionally thinking about what motivates you is a great way to stay afloat. You can own your feelings, but still remember that you're capable of getting through this time. Your motivations compel you to keep trying. There's a lot wrong in this world. Tackling issues like poverty and equality can seem overwhelming, but activists have been doing it for centuries. The arc of humanity seems to bend towards justice, even when there's opposition. How do people deal with these seemingly impossible dreams? They want a better future for coming generations. Without this motivation, it would make sense to give up. Motivation lights a fire in people and has led to huge wins for the world. Leaders have a lot of responsibilities, but one of the most important ones is motivation. If a team isn't motivated, their work will suffer. The leader needs to rally everyone, provide encouragement, and keep them motivated through good times and bad. Leaders need to study the best ways to motivate a group and avoid strategies that aren't as effective. Relationships can be challenging. We all have to work through misunderstandings, conflicts, and setting boundaries. Relationships also require a lot of time and energy. If you lack motivation, problems go unaddressed, distance is created, and everyone involved feels neglected. If you're motivated to improve or maintain a relationship, that relationship is better for it. Exercise and healthier eating are essential to better health. While we're creatures of habit, we're also capable of changing our behaviors. We need motivation. Without something driving you to form healthier habits, it can feel impossible to make a change. It takes time and effort to form new patterns. Failure is part of life, and most certainly part of business. We don't often acknowledge it, but failure is also a fundamental element of our success. Our instinct is to be ashamed of failure, maybe because we don't like how it makes us feel humiliated, as though we have done something wrong. But if you can shift your perspective and look at failure not as something to be ashamed of but something valuable, you can begin to understand that it's through failure that we truly learn to succeed. The sooner we stop shaming our failures, the easier it will be to turn them to our advantage. Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. In this video we will talk about 7 ways you can turn your failure into success, so stick around. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Subscribe, like, share and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out our new videos. Let's start. Mistakes are not a problem, but not taking opportunities to learn from them is. Identify your mistakes and learn from them quickly. Many successful people have experienced some kind of failure and they build on those lessons. Learning to fail well means learning to understand your mistakes. In every mistake there is a potential for growth. It's far better to do something imperfectly than to do nothing perfectly. The only true failure is doing nothing. Inaction puts everything at risk. When we do nothing, it means we are not moving anywhere. And that is a surefire way to stay in failure. All that is required for failure to triumph is for us to do nothing. We are products of our past, but we don't have to let our mistakes define us. Even if the past did not go as we had hoped, our future can still be better than we can envision. Too often, we're afraid to talk about our past and our failures out of fear that they'll define us. Let it out, but stay focused on what's ahead. The enemy of success is fear of failure. It's not failure itself that's so dangerous, it's the fear of failure that keeps us doing nothing. Like all fears, you conquer it by facing it down. And when the fear of doing nothing exceeds the fear of doing it wrong, that is when your true work begins. Consistent action creates consistent results. Strength doesn't come from what you can do, it comes from mastering the things you once thought you couldn't do. So let yourself fall down, but learn to dust yourself off and get up and move forward. What you do every day matters more than what you do every once in a while. Consistency is key to success. You can't do it alone and you don't have to. Sometimes our failures keep us stuck in our old ways and we need support to help us get past our bad habits. The worst thing we can do is think we need to handle this alone. Find a coach, a mentor, or a friend who supports you in your efforts and has the experience to get you pointed toward your own success. Failure is the only way to grow yourself.
Did you know that many people die at the age of 25 and don't get buried until 65? Stay there till the end for more. Today I bring you 5 strong motivational quotes you will hardly find. Number 1. In life, you have to be willing to allow the person you are today to die so you can give birth to the person you were meant to become. Well, I mean you have to be willing to leave your old behaviors that are avoiding you from achieving your goals and become a completely new person. Start living the life of your dreams. Number 2. I believe you know this hero. Sylvester Stallone. He once said to his son Balboa in 2006, and I quote, "Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done." Next we have this hero. Will Smith. This is what he said to his son. "Don't ever let someone tell you, you can't do something. Not even me. You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves, they want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. People will judge you, criticize you, but never go back, keep moving. Period." Whenever we observe our surroundings, the environment, and the people, we realize that the world can be a very difficult place to live in. It can be difficult to survive and lead a peaceful life. People not only fight but also struggle each and every day to achieve their goals and be successful in their lives. Everyone has their own set of problems that they are trying to overcome to lead a better life. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control your attitude toward what happens to you, and in that, you will be mastering change rather than allowing it to master you. Problems were, are and will always be there. We can never get rid of them completely, but it depends on how you treat them, so be positive. Now let's go to the question I asked you earlier. Some people die at 25 and aren't buried until 75, said Benjamin Franklin. I find this quote very true. When you are young you are full of energy, every new day holds a new discovery, you want to learn everything that you can and as fast as possible, you are full of ideas how you could change the world, you are alive. Soon enough you start to grow older, everything becomes a routine, nothing seems interesting anymore, you go to college, you then find a job and now you are 25 waiting for retirement, without passion for life, without energy, without any plans to change the world. Just waiting for retirement thinking that then you will experience all the life joys, but then you retire and realize that you don't have energy for anything. This is the life that the average person is living. Now, I want to ask you a question. Do you want a life like that? Do you want to wake up one day and realize that you haven't done anything interesting for the rest 10 years? Well, I don't, and probably neither do you. You don't want to find a job and slave for the rest of your life.